World Card Game Federation here with the second round of the Grand Kai Tournament 2022. I'm going to go ahead and open up with a little bit of an apology here. It looks like someone had pushed the camera askew before the match had started, and nobody had noticed. I don't think it's a problem for maybe not even this whole match, but definitely not on the matches to follow. So we're going to be having two Super Cheese decks going up against each other. We got Rampaging Gotenks and Rampaging Vegeta. Looks like Eric's going to be going first. Now, these guys, like we said, are the count to 4 decks. They're theoretically the easiest decks to win with, because if your opponent isn't planning a strong anti-anger or trying to MPPV themselves, they're not as likely to be able to, to stop you. Okay, Eric's not confident in that first hand. He's going to pass Rejuvenate. I did not see what he has there. Now, Andy here actually, this deck is mostly the same build. Oh, he got out an early game Spooky Ghost. Mostly the same build as his MPP Vegito, which I'll have to, again, Joey, if you're watching this, why did Vegito ever have MPPV capability? Why did any of the fusions with their Anger Gate ever have MPPV capability? Okay, he's going to go ahead and end that turn. He would have went in, like I said, real low on cards. So it goes over to Eric. Eric's ready to start his turn. He's going to draw his 3. Now, to me, there's hardly ever a bad hand when it comes to this particular thing. Look at this. He's got a Saiyan Enraged out. Technically, it leaves him a card down from, say, a full entering. But do you really care? You only have to count 4, and you got 2 anger on Vegeta, and you got 2 anger on Saiyan Enraged. It would be really hard not to get there. I would just take a guess, though, that the Rampaging builds tend to lean hard into offensive stuff, trying to score more hit, raise your anger from the Mastery. So I would guess it would be a little dangerous to have your anger dangling out there. Okay, because the angle, I can't see everything that goes on, so he's going to pass Rejuve, and I did not see what he Rejuved. He's going to go back over to Andy. Andy, like I said, got plenty of actions. He's got his one on his Gotenks. He's got a Spooky Ghost. There's really no reason to not go in on this ham, but I'm not sure if he's confident enough in what he's got because I can't see what's going on over there.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you guys think back to it, remember how Lord Slug never had MPPV capability? Because they were so concerned about him, just totally cheesing and spamming it to get there too quick. I just can't imagine with the number of actions capable coming out of the fusion guys, even in early development with all the different, name card searching and all that stuff, that you didn't think maybe they could abuse the system? Or, Rampaging could just be errata to no longer include MPPV. That would fix everything. Andy's still doing this, and guys, I did preview this match just a tad. The reason that this anger, wow, he's going to pass and Rejuve after all. This anger-focused fight here is going to go for 26 minutes or so, is because they do a lot of slow play. One of the small downsides of running an event is I can't be over here to hop to choppy at people to keep up the pace. It didn't hurt anything. It's just a little less than great in this kind of setting. Okay, it looks like Eric is drawing him into combat, which is pretty wild. He's opened up with Saiyan Enraged. Now, I'm sorry to say I have not played with the super personalities nearly long enough to memorize. Oh, and he was strong enough, there we go, to be able to draw a card on Gotenks. So that's pretty impressive. I can't make it out because a little bit goes off screen, but it looks like he has 4 cards, 5 cards. He should actually have 5 cards. Plus his Vegeta action. That's impressive. Saiyan Power Beam, which would be, like we said, one of the smaller ways to approach his opponent. It does give the highest penalty. There we go. So it raises Andy's anger 1. And the hit raises again. I believe that's not a hit raise in the anger. Okay. So Andy might actually have 2 anger at this point. It sounds like it might be tracked off camera here. Okay, and then Eric's chance to respond. He has lots and lots. Oh, okay, because he's worried that Andy's going to go ahead and launch up. So he's doing the right thing. This actually brings up an interesting point. The Gotenks personality was completely overlooked for the speed MPPV thing. Vegito would have been more abusable back then, comparably. It's minorly so. So none of us really remember Gotenks' powers. Okay, so he does throw his level 2. He gets still the same damage buff on his level 2 as level 1, so the calculations would be the same, 4 power stages. It's not converted to styled like Gotenks amazingly does, so he doesn't have to worry about any additional anger rays. He's going to take that damage, it looks like, on his Spooky Ghost, which is fine. Because if Andy's playing the smart, and he is, he's going to go ahead and make sure that that Spooky Ghost is going to land its hit and remove itself from play. Because if you think about it for a second, it would be way wiser not to try to get stage locked as Gotenks. So better that damage was dealt elsewhere. He is going to throw the Spooky Ghost, which is a fine idea because he has to try to get... There we go. He gets the mill off of it for attacking, and then on the hit, it's going to do a little damage. And then the Mastery is going to convert it to styled, because that's what it do. Not Mastery, excuse me. His Gotenks powers are going to convert it, to styled, so he's able to get the anger off of that hit. So Eric is... I'm not really sure if he's saving a block at this point. I don't know, would you waste it on an attack that tiny? Would you care? Spooky Ghost destroys itself on hit, and that one was just enough to count to 4, and we have the level 2 of Gotenks pop out, and I'm going to be honest with you, that wall of text that came up on Gotenks, I do not recall the bulk of it. I know there's some milling, some searching, and things like that, but I don't quite remember what it does. Okay, let's see. He does end up throwing the final flash. Fantastic. That's going to lower this one to being nothing but blocks and attacks. It is stopped by Saiyan deflection, and he's going to raise anger 1 level, so he's level 2 with 1 anger at minimum. Looks like Eric is over there level 2 with 2 anger, so Eric in the race to the top, he's very slightly ahead. Then we have Andy debating what to do. Oh, he tried to activate his level 2 power with Final Flash out. I forgot, and I'm watching the match right here. Yeah, remember, don't forget, Eric had the biggest hand that ever handed. And he's still got his level 2 to throw. So it's going to be a long, bumpy ride. So, did Andy pass? I can't tell. Okay, so he is throwing Eric. It was his action, and he did pass, and he's throwing his level 2, the Focus Physical. It's going to do a smidgen of damage. I want to say it's 6 power stages altogether with the damage buff on his level. So an interesting thing is I noticed that like Mystic Gohan and Kid Buu had damage increases but only to their styled attacks. I would say that one of the balancing things that should have happened, so on the hit he gets to of course snag his 2 cards and shuffle them in from the hit effect, but I would imagine it would probably be better to have those damage buffs be to styled attacks to even that out and keep it from being a little less broken. Just a little. Okay, and a spin kick. Now, I want to say from my little preview... Oh, there we go. There we go. He's going to go ahead and level up on the initial anger on the spin kick, and he's going to do his when he reaches this level. Looks like he only had 1 target in his discard pile to be able to use for the when you reach this level effect. So he's resolving that one, and the spin kick lowered Andy's anger 1 immediately, so before any kind of hit or anything. Wow, 9 power stages output. That is impressive. And on the hit, of course, Saiyan Rampaging is going to raise his anger 1, so it's going to put him up. Boy, he didn't even touch his... oh, look at that, a Saiyan arm catch. So that would be my strategy if I was in Andy's position. Of course you got to stop it. Of course you got to protect your power stage with what little you got just to try to... There it is. Dashing Punch. I probably would have used that at some earlier point, but that's just me. Now, assuming old Eric over here doesn't stop this, he's going to go ahead and shut him out of anger gain, and is probably the reason this match is as long as it is. It does land. He does take his stage damage. Andy's going to go ahead and get 2 anger for his trouble, because remember, his powers convert everything to styled, and now he is officially level 3. Impressive. Andy, hats off to you. You did the impossible right there. You were down to a last card and kind of a bad position because of Vegeta's Final Flash. Why did I think that he could use his level 3 power after Final Flash? Yeah, I should probably have a better memory than the goldfish sometimes. Well, I tell you, that good lighting in the place, we were really excited about how good the lighting was. I didn't have to bring in my light kit. And then, it blasted and washed out these nice sleeves that actually were still glossy. Okay, he's going to go ahead and use his energy attack from Gotenks level 3. Looks like it's going to go ahead and do a little bit of damage, nothing crazy. But to my knowledge, since it converts everything, there we go, to styled, Andy should be getting some anger for his trouble from throwing that thing. Nice. And Eric still has plenty in his hand. To my knowledge, he's got like oodles of potential damage output. Well, he can't do any anger game, but he can push out some damage. Oh, he had his own Saiyan Power Beam. Well, it's not going to be able to stop. He could potentially crit down. Oh, it does 2 power stages anyway. That's wild. And ran into decent damage, or excuse me, endurance to be able to prevent some of that damage. So Power Beam's sweet added effect doesn't go off. He doesn't get any of the extra. Ooh, spin kick. He is going to go ahead and line up that anger, or lowers anger one. And I think he has AT to do a little bit of damage, or it may just rely on the 3 and the 2.
Does his energy deck cost anything?
Yeah, his it costs 2.
Oh, no way. Eric put him into 1 above, so he can't even throw his energy attack that second time. Oh, that's awful. That was close. It's wild, though, if you guys think about it. Even with all the ups and downs and crazy shenanigans, that they both still ended up on 3. I've also yet to see a deck without Heroic Dashing Punch in it, so that's nuts what a staple it became. It's always been a fine card, but I think that hit effect relying on it was just too much for me, too much to invest. Okay, yeah, he's going to go ahead and put out, I don't remember the name of this card, saying Recovery, I think, the one that lets him look at the hand and be able to draw a card. Okay, so Eric is level 3 with no anger, but like we said, I don't think that's going to hold him back very long. He's only got to count to 4, and he can always fish things out of his discard pile to make it a 2-shotter. He's powering up his Vegeta, and I'd be surprised if he didn't go in. I don't know what would actually cause him to hesitate. Is it just where 1 anger a swing is too low? A little bit of that famous slow play. So you guys ain't gonna believe it, by the way. This was another thing that I previewed. You wait till you see what Eric's hand is, and it's gonna blow your mind that he hesitated even for a second. Strap in. Okay. Eric's going to go ahead and obviously declare combat, and like I said, take a look at his doggone hand to get ready to get pick your own jaw up off the floor already, boy. Okay, so he got a spin kick from his discard pile for free. Okay, what's going on here?
Actually, I'm in the 5. So same range. Can't be stopped by
So it looked like Andy skipped or passed on his, which is bonkers. I don't know why you would do that. Somebody needs to make a move here. Okay, so no, we hadn't passed. It was just Andy over debating. So he plays Recovery. That was the hand he hesitated on, folks. Take a good steamy look at this thing and see you had this hand and really had to think about it. Oh man, I'm choking over here. Okay, so Andy did a fun thing there. He was able to see what was going on in the hand, see just the wall of attacks coming at him. At least he has some idea for the order. He got to draw a card because of Recovery. It's going to go back over. Now, I'm sorry to say I don't remember this card, but I do remember it having a biggest effect for people, I believe, 500,000 or more, or less, an underdog card. I don't remember exactly what it was doing. Okay, he's going to go ahead and take the hit. That's going to go ahead and raise Vegeta's, or excuse me, Eric's anger to 2. It's going to go back over to Andy. I don't know if Andy intentionally is rope-a-doping this one and taking a couple of hits here and there where he can afford it, or if he really is out of blocks. Ooh, Dev Blow. Now remember, he converts everything to style, so this might as well be a Saiyan Dev Blow. It's going to lower his anger by 2, which is wild. It's going to raise Andy's anger 1 immediately and gain hit. Yep, 1 power stage because he doesn't have any AT left. But like I said, he's not worried about damage. With your MPPV decks, you don't really worry about damage output. It's just irrelevant. Oh, and then he's going to respond with a Saiyan spin kick. He's going to raise his anger 1 and get another anger on the hit if Andy doesn't stop it. Let's see what he's got. It's not the most important card in his hand to stop because there's things like Saiyan Face Strike that I'm sure at some point Eric's going to jump up a level here.
Don't love it, but also...
So what do we got here?
Do it again.
Yeah. 10. 1.
Oof. I think Andy just said he's taking 10 power stages of damage from that last hit.
Left kick.
Okay, Saiyan left kick. Impressive. I didn't see any blocks in Eric's hand, so theoretically this is 2 anger. Yep, it's going to hit him with a little bit of damage, nothing crazy, but it is going to go ahead and get the hit effect, so Andy's going to have at least 2 anger at this point. Let's see, can he level up quicker? Because on Eric's side, he should just throw a face strike and jump up a level. That would be my plan. Did I not see a face strike in his hand? Because it sure looked like I saw one. I don't know how many steps ahead he must be thinking because that seems like the yeah, there you go. See, the most obvious play. Okay, he has to resolve his when you reach this level effect, so I believe he's got the 4 to shuffle in. It's not all of them, it's just almost all of them. Yee, look at that. He's barely taking any damage. All right. So we need to resolve Face Strike. For those of you who remember this card, it would always seem absurd to me that it existed at all. It would be a perfectly reasonable card when, let's say, Rampaging never had MPPV capability, but half of the requirement to level from one card, a little much. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and take the hit because that's quite obviously the best way to do it. It was just AT plus, what, 4 or 2? I don't remember what his buff is on this level. Yeah, it's well worth it. And Andy wicks off the damage like it was nothing. However, of course, because of the order of operations, good old Eric will end up with 1 anger at the end of it for his trouble. Now, he still has his level 4 Vegeta power he could potentially throw to be able to go and get whatever the heck he wants and be able to try to just push this thing up for the quickest anger game possible. Probably just grab another face strike if I was him. If I was ready to cheese this one and just run for it, yeah, I'd do that. I believe we're waiting on Andy. So... Okay, no, we were waiting on Eric. Wow, shame on me. That lull was so long, I didn't know whose lull had started it. So he's going to do the logical thing and use his level 4 Vegeta power. You guys remember this one? It's wild. It's actually 1 step ahead of the game-breaking capability of level 4 Draku. Draku being able to snag any zone. This one is basically makes your opponent skip. So you always get the chance to be able to use it. That's pretty bonkers. I think I would give up targeting a zone if I could make my opponent skip with Draku, because that would be even more ridiculous. Because that's what I'm told. I'm told that this Vegeta stack is analogous to Draku stack, the jack of all trades, no real downsides, no real weaknesses, that kind of thing. So I'm going to crack the whip over here and say Eric would have gotten at least 2 slow play warnings from me had I been watching this match. It's nothing against Eric whatsoever. It's just a pet peeve I've grown into. Now, I want to say that's Heroic Dashing Punch? An alternate art? I don't recall. No. I don't remember what card that is. And the resolution is not enough to be able to see it. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and make him skip. Oh, is he going to... If it's Dashing Punch, that's hilarious, because that means he gets to...
It's now or never. So I'll say
Or Devastating Blow. Ooh! Okay. And he does it. He lowers him one, he raises him one, he manages to get the anger out there and level up to level 4 on his Gotenks. That is impressive. He's caught up to him. He's unfortunately been on his back foot and a little bit behind him the whole way. Because as cheesy as both these decks are, I would say that Eric did have a little bit of an advantage in that regard. So I'd probably hold on to that attachable Saiyan resistance until it was time to push up that last little bit of anger. Andy, I think he has a minimum 1 card left in his hand, but now he does have access to all 10 of his power stages, and Gotenks is level 4. Oh, shoot. He's going to throw a second one. And I think he turned off Andy's anger gain. Oh, look at him. He's level 4 with 3 anger, but this fight ain't over. That's the part that blows my mind. I think Eric might run out of steam right here, or Andy has like a shoulder slam or something in his hand. Let's see what you got, Andy. Ooh, he throws a Saiyan Assault. Oh, he's going to hit 4 anger on this one because I think he doesn't get the desperation or anything. And he's going to go ahead and hit him. I think it's what, like 5 lives, 6 lives, something wild like that? And all damage is banished. Oof. Ooh, 4 anger, level 4. I know you guys were thinking it. This one's already over. Shoulder slam. Tell me, Andy, you got a shoulder slam. Excuse me. Wow, Eric runs out of steam at the last possible second with the closest possible margin. This is incredible.
Yeah, no problem.
Excuse me. Okay. So Andy has the capability here to be able to do something because he will get the first action. But think about it. He could, if he doesn't enter right now, it's already over because all Eric has to do is enter, snag whatever card he wants, make him skip, and then throw it. Hey, look, we finally kind of moved the camera. A little too late, and we still didn't get the whole field, but neat. Okay, he obviously has to draw Eric in, and let's see if he can actually pull off enough anger lowering fast enough to keep this competitive. Oh, he does it! He pulls off the Saiyan Burst! Bravo, Andy. Bravo. Heart of the card, sir. It goes, Eric's going to lose 3 of his 4 anger, resetting him, but not a gigantic amount, because he's going to take the hit from Saiyan Burst. I don't think he's going to get crit, because Saiyan simply has too much endurance, so no, he doesn't get crit. Oh, yeah, he's got to resolve his level 4 hit effect of Mill. And he's going to rejuvenate a styled card from his discard pile. Heaven knows what it would be. At this late date, I would just grab a block. No, I guess anything that would lower anger. It might have been a face strike, a left kick, who knows. Yeah, but it's so late a game, it's hard to care. Okay, now it's Eric's action. Obviously, if I was Eric, I would be resolving this by grabbing my, whatever it is from my level 4 power, snag something from the deck, and then go ahead and just keep on the pressure. I can't see Andy's anger, or else I would be in a lot better position to tell you how high the stakes are. Yep. I should go into the fortune-telling business. I keep having this feeling where there's such a long lull between these ones where I'll call out the most logical move, and then 30 seconds to a minute later someone just does it. Okay, so, oh wait, let me think for a second. A face strike, that would be my go-to. He does actually need to show him because it is something, it's not a name any card affair. So, presumably, Eric's finished his search, snagged his card, and we're waiting for Andy to cut him, or for Eric to reveal what he drew. Okay, I guess I'm not sure what's going on here. Huh. Okay. Who? Wow. Nope. I got to get out of the fortune telling business because I would not have expected a wall breaker card to go as the target for this one. So he would rather kneecap Andy than go for the win himself this combat. A very wise move. So he makes him skip, obviously, from the level 4, and he throws the wall breaker on him. It does a little bit of damage, which is not surprising. He's been able to push out superb damage throughout this thing, which I don't know why any MPPV deck should be doing both things, but he's doing both things. And unfortunately, Andy has lost the bulk of his workhorse. He's not likely to be able to crit on this one, not against Saiyan. So I don't know if Andy has a... Okay, well, he's going to try to keep Eric down. That makes sense to me. He's going to spin kick him. Remember, it's not going to do anything other than stage damage at this point, and it would be a while before the stage damage mounts up enough to be able to even get into a crit zone. It's unpleasant. So he does very minimal damage to Eric with the spin kick. No anger gain on the hit because of wall breaker. I guess if it was a race, you'd want to be able to throw a hurdle. Oh boy, he raises anger 1 off a left kick. It would do significant damage. I would say whew, 12 life cards. Impressive. Yeah.
7, 9, 10, 11,
Andy ran into plenty of endurance on that one, but it was spread onesies and twosies. Poor Andy has to pass, and there's Eric toting 2 anger. Oh, he's going to throw a face crunch. You guys remember this one? It does have anger gain immediately on it, and it has the one where he could snag whatever he needed to. We're going to resolve some damage, but I'm pretty darn sure he's going to... Yeah, there we go. He's going to banish his discard pile. So he's at level 4, 4 anger. He didn't have the requirements to banish. I think that has a threshold. Oh, and Andy does a valiant effort of spin kicking him, which should probably do like 3 power stages. Oh, he must have a damage reducer on this one. Terrifying strike. In theory, only a handful of cards gain the hit raise and then immediate or double raise on the hit. He got it. He got the MPBV. So, feeling a little low considering that we ended up with 2 Vegetas, 2 MPBVs in a row. Getting stale out there, boys.